Hey guys, welcome back to my vegan kitchen. I've got a great recipe for the holidays. So this one is for one of my all-time favorites, chocolate rugelach. I figured I was going to make a pumpkin pie recipe this week, and then I thought, do we really need another pumpkin pie recipe? No, we need this one because the holidays are coming up, and this is a fancy cookie and it tastes delicious and it's really simple. It's not going to be that bad because we're only using a little bit of oil. We're going to substitute yogurt instead of cream cheese, and we're making it gluten-free. And we're using dark chocolate. So this is going to be fantastic. So you won't believe how simple this is. Let's get started. In my big bowl down here, I've already weighed out 40 grams of butter, vegan butter. So today I'm using this Nutiva coconut butter flavor coconut oil. This is really nice. It gives a great flavor. You don't taste any coconut in there for you people who don't like coconut, which is my husband, and he's very happy with this. Yes. You could also use vegan butter. I don't recommend you, sorry for the dishwasher noise, I don't recommend you melting it. That's why I measured it with a scale, because I don't want it to be melted. It can be soft, but not melted. If I had to guess how much it was, I would say it's about 1/4 of a cup. If you don't, if you have like a stick of butter and you just want to measure it like that, I would say it's 1/4 of a cup. So we've got the butter in there. To that, we're going to be adding 1 container, and this is a 5.3 ounce container of coconut milk yogurt. You don't have to use coconut milk yogurt, although I don't think I would use almond because I think that's too thin. You could use oat milk because that's a little bit thicker. I would use a thicker yogurt. I'm using strawberry today because that's all I have, and I've already tried it with strawberry, and I have to say it's pretty delicious. Because when you mix it with the chocolate, it's kind of like a strawberry dipped in dark chocolate. It's really nice. So I'm just pouring this into the bowl with the butter, with the vegan butter. What we're basically going to be doing here is mixing all of the ingredients together, besides for the ganache and the flour. So we're going to kind of like, this is like we're creaming the ingredients together first, the butter and the sugar. So I'm just gonna, delicious. We're also gonna add just a tiny bit of sugar. There's already sugar in the yogurt. If you use an unsweetened yogurt, double the sugar. Do 1/4 of a cup of sugar. So we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of granulated organic cane sugar. I wouldn't recommend using a dark sugar like a coconut sugar unless you don't care about what they look like, because I think the coconut sugar will make the pastry too dark and it will just look like a poop nugget. We don't want that. We're also going to be adding in some yeast, and I don't mean nooch. This is like active dry yeast. So 1 packet, or for 1 packet I always just use 1 tablespoon. So let's get, oh, and the milk. How could I forget the milk? We're going to do 1/4 of a cup of milk. Whoop. Okay. And keep your milk out after you mix it. Oh, it's got a little dribble. There we go. Because you might have to adjust it depending on your flour and the humidity and all that. My dad used to go on and on about that because he was a baker, about the humidity and weighing, the importance of weighing your dry ingredients and not just doing cups. He was right. You're right, Dad. Alright, so we're just going to pre-mix this. It's pretty quick. Just make sure that everything is well combined. Yes, there's going to be clumps of the coconut butter, but it's okay because that's how real pastry is too. You have little pieces of the butter in there that are showing, and that's okay. because that's going to help it be flaky when we bake it. But on the other hand, if you don't have those clumps, don't worry so much either. It just is better if you do have a few. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now we're going to add the flour in. I am using, this is not the one that's in here. Oh yeah, it is. I get the King Arthur cup for cup measure of gluten-free flour blend. I get it at BJ's. It's a good price. That's what we're using. We're using 2 cups. Alright, so now we're just going to mix this up, and we're going to mix it until all of the flour is incorporated into the dough, and we're going to eventually mix it with our hands too, because we just want a very nice smooth dough ball.
So you're going to take it out and play with it?
I am. So I'm going to take it out, going to knead it a little bit. You don't really have to knead this like you would a regular gluten dough, because there's no gluten to develop. So you just want to make sure that it's smooth and that everything is mixed together. See, it's already getting quite crumbly, so I'm going to have to switch to my hand in a minute and make sure all of the flour is incorporated. I'll check back when it's all mixed together and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so there's the dough all mixed together. I incorporated all of the flour. You can see that. I'm going to put this somewhere in the kitchen where it can be a little bit warm. It can rise for a little bit. I'm going to cover it with a dish towel. You don't have to worry about it rising so much because it's not going to behave like an actual gluten dough. So just give it 45 minutes and then we'll come back to it. It's been 45 minutes and here is our dough ball. Didn't really rise too much. You could feel if you squeeze it though that it did loosen up a little bit. So we're going to place this on our parchment and we're going to roll this out into a big pizza. So I like to use 2 pieces of parchment because this is gluten-free and it doesn't have that snap that a gluten dough would have, so it tends to stick a little bit, and pretty much nothing sticks to parchment. So let me just take 2 minutes to roll this out and then I'll show you the next step. And I finished rolling it out. I would say it's about 13 or 14 inches diameter. You can see some of the pieces of the strawberry in there. That's fine. It's going to be delicious. Neaten up your edges a little bit. You want this to be between 1/4 and a little bit more than a 1/4 inch thick. So now we're going to make the filling for the rugelach. And I've got a glass dish here, 1/2 cup of dark chocolate vegan chips, chocolate chips. My trick is 30 seconds in the microwave. Take it out. Take it out. Put the... If you don't watch Saturday Night Live, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Then you put in 1/4 cup of non-dairy milk, 30 more seconds in the microwave, stir it, and then we're going to put it on the top like a sauce on our rugelach pizza. Alright, so I managed to F it up. I had the wrong amount of milk, which is not a big deal because I just added more chocolate chips. It's actually 2 tablespoons of milk, not 1/4 cup. So I have double the amount of ganache. So I'm only going to use half of this. So I'm going to put all of my ganache that I'm using on here. And I'm just going to spread it out like I was making a pizza pie. Get a good layer on there. And then we're going to cut this up like we would a pizza pie. We're going to cut it into 8 sections. And then we're going to cut those sections into smaller sections. You can do it as big or as little as you want. Well, I mean within reason, right? I wouldn't go all the way to the edge, but I would go fairly close because you're going to want to roll it up and then you're going to have too much chocolate on the edge. So As soon as I get this spread out, I'll show you how we cut it up and roll it up, and then we're almost done. Alright, you can also use a pizza cutter to do this, but I find that a knife is pretty good if it's a sharp knife. So we're cutting it in 4. Then we're going to cut it, well, alright, that's how I did it. Okay, I just remembered, I reminded myself. I cut it into 8, and then each of the 8 is cut into 3. So I'm not going to cut the whole thing for you right now. Let me just show you how to roll it up. I've got my other piece of parchment, I didn't waste it, that I used to put on top. So what you do is, now you have to be pretty gentle because this is not a gluten dough. It's a little more fragile than a gluten dough. So you start at the wide end of the triangle and you just roll it up like this. Whoops. And then put it on your plate for going in the oven, in your pie pan. Like that. So finish cutting them all up, and then we're going to pop it in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes. All right, that looks like a happy bunch of Rugelach.
That is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. I was very privileged to grow up in New York City and be exposed to lots of different foods, cultures that I normally wouldn't have been exposed to. So this was actually one of my favorite cookies of like all time.
And they're so tasty.
Oh, thank you. These aren't the lardy, like, get caught in the roof of your mouth like Rugelach of my childhood, but I kind of think they're...
This is vegan and gluten-free.
This is vegan and gluten-free, and I kind of think that maybe that's even a little bit of improvement, because do you really want the lardy stuff on the top of your roof of your mouth?
Not really. But I already had one of these earlier. But
so let me reiterate, these were in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes, not convection. So don't do convection, just do regular bake. Oh.
Oh, it smells so chocolatey.
It's like a chocolate dipped strawberry because we use the strawberry yogurt in the pastry part.
Delicious.
Why, thank you.
Oh my god.
You can do other flavors too. We were just talking about you could do a Reese's peanut butter cup with some peanut butter in there.
Good. I already had one like not that long ago, but I can't just not finish this.
Of course not. And you could also do like a date paste if you wanted to do like a Twix or Snickers version. Look at this. We're making fusion cooking.
Yeah, fusion cookies.
Oh, right?
I gotta say too, it's great like cold or at room temperature, but when it's still warm from the oven.
Yeah, it's something special. It's a chef's kiss, all right. Oh, and I guess we're gonna have to eat these for dessert tomorrow. Because I got a lot of shopping to do. But I'm not complaining. I'm not mad at it. All right, I hope you give this one a try.
I guess I should stop for a second just to say thank you for watching. Yeah, let us know if you give it a try.
Yeah.
Send us some pictures. We love to see it.
Tag me on Instagram and I'll try and figure out how to use it.
Repost or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm not very good at Instagram, so who's ever slid into my DMs or like sent me private messages, or I'm not very good, and I'm sorry.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
But thank you all again so much for watching, and until next time, much love.